Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cole, and today I'm going to be showing you how to change out your string on your Kobalt 40 volt weed eater. And before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any how-tos or product reviews in the future. Let's get to it. All right guys, so these Kobalt weed eaters are all slightly different, but this is the newest brushless model. So if you have the new Kobalt brushless weed eater, this is gonna work for you. And if you have the older ones, there's just gonna be some slight differences. But anyway, for the newest Kobalt weed eater, what you're gonna wanna do is find the tabs under here on both sides. And you're gonna depress those, and it just pops off. Be careful, it'll just fly off. But anyway, as you can see, I don't have a whole lot of string left. The recommended string size for these weed eaters is 0.065. I have 0.080 because this is what I've had for the longest. I'm not gonna waste it. But if you have the 0.065 like it recommends, it's gonna work the most optimal, it's gonna work the best. That's what I would recommend, but I'm not gonna waste this old weed eating string, so I'm just gonna use this just to get it out of the way. But if you're using the 0.065, you should be able to fit about 19 feet on the spool itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out some string and we'll get started on restringing it. Once you have two lines that are both 19 feet, you're ready for this next step. So you're gonna look at the bottom of your spool and it'll actually tell you which way to wind up your line. Mine says wind line this way. It'll have an arrow telling you which way to wind it. And if you look at the inside of your spool, you'll actually see some holes. That's where you're gonna stick your line. So mine's gonna fit in the biggest gauge hole. So I'm gonna take both of my lines and I'm going to put them slightly, maybe 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch into these holes. And then I'm going to start winding it. And that's just gonna hold it in place for you, as you can see, while you're winding it up. So I like putting my finger in between the lines, and that seems to keep them separated enough for me to get this all the way winded up. So you're just gonna keep winding until it is all the way full, and then you'll be ready for the next step. Okay, this is about good. We're ready for putting it back into the weed eater. All right, so you wanna go ahead and put one of the lines in the 12 o'clock position just to hold your spot. And then you wanna put one in the 6 o'clock position. That's also gonna hold your spot. And then once you do that, you're ready to put it in your weed eater. So go ahead and get the head of your weed eater. You're gonna go ahead and pop those out of the holes now. Set it on the head. And then you see these metal channels on the weed eater itself, right there. That's where you want to put the line. So go ahead and feed it in there. You're going to do that on either side. And that should hold your spots. Okay. All right, we have our string in there and it's holding its place. So the last step you have to do is just put this cover on and you're set. Make sure it's clicked in on both sides and we are done. If you want to make this a little bit easier on yourself, go ahead and grab both ends and trim them to the same length. It's going to make it a little bit easier when you go to actually start cutting. And that's going to be it for today. So if this was helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And as always, y'all have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching, guys.